Does anybody else always skip the upgrade version for OBS? I don't think I've updated my OBS in years. Probably should. Okay. There's a lot of hate going on. A lot of hate going on in this world. And this is kind of like, this is kind of crazy. I mean, we had Charlie Kirk get shot. We had that white Ukrainian chick be stabbed. We had an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We have oh my gosh, like it feels like the violence from the left has just been like steadily growing. And it's crazy. And people are feeling unsafe. You know, American flags are being torn down. Pride flags are being flown in government buildings. Florida's crosswalks are, you know, different colors. People are feeling like entitled to ask for free meals if they get misgendered at a restaurant, which could be like, no, sorry, I'm actually a girl, so it'd be she. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Myth. I mean, myth. I guess myth. You know. And there's a lot of like violence going back and forth, and it's getting to a point where it's not just the left being very aggro towards the right. The right now feels a little better about themselves, and it's growing a whole new movement of people that I don't support and I don't condone. First and foremost, I'm going to put that out there. I'm not for violence. I don't think you should shoot anybody or kill anybody or yell at anybody or hit anybody or anybody body, you know? We shouldn't resort to violence unless it's like absolutely freaking necessary. You know, one of the things they teach you when they teach you how to handle a weapon, don't point it at someone unless you're going to kill them. The point isn't... No pun intended. The lesson there isn't about, hey, point a gun to shoot somebody. No, it's don't resort to it unless you absolutely have to. If there is an intruder in your home, don't just take the gun with the intention of scaring them. No. You have to understand you have picked up the weapon because you're probably going to kill him. You're going to at least shoot him, you know? So I'm not for violence because there are severe consequences to violence. You may accidentally take somebody's life. And in my Christian worldview, a life is not mine to take because it was not given by me. I don't own anyone, therefore I can't. If I don't own something, I can't take it. It's kind of like one of those, you know, moral perspectives, moral understandings. For me, I follow that. Therefore, I am not a thief. Sorry, my hands are a little dirty. I can't wash this stuff off. I'm a mechanic by trade almost. You can kind of tell by my demeanor. I'm not Dan the man from The Office. I'm Dan the man from... can't think of anything that can rhyme right now. I mean, the most extreme example of how do I say this? Of ideological violence, I guess, from the left. Well, they killed Charlie Kirk. I made a video about that. I never posted it. Everybody at this point has probably seen, heard through word of mouth, through social media, through YouTube news channels, that one of the greatest influencers for young youth, one of the greatest advocates for the American ideology, I'll put it that way, the true American spirit, has been murdered. I felt too vulnerable posting that. I might still, but that was one of the most atrocious and terrible things that has happened within the United States recently. And that one hurt. That one hurt a lot. I cried. I did cry a little bit. I don't usually cry, but I cried a little bit. So we have like this new wave of people posting like, oh, y'all saw that girl, thoughts and prayers girl. The level of disrespect. Okay, forget about political ideology. Is this how you're gonna react when a person is killed? Charlie Kirk was a civilian. He didn't violence. He didn't threaten anyone. He stood on his beliefs. He encouraged debate and discourse between disagreeing sides, and he was killed for it. And now some of the left is praising that. How absolutely insane is that? And so I'm bringing this up because this is brewing a whole new movement. This is brewing a whole new generation of people. These are angry people. These are the right of the right. These are like the most radical ones ever out there. And they are like the left, but on our side, it's insane. Hear me out. I saw a lot of the left side, criticizing the right and being like super like icky about it, and like, oh, I can't believe that happened to you. You say something online, you want to think there's consequences, you got doxxed, duh. Everybody spam him, destroy his house, drive by, stalk him, threaten him, and okay, that's crazy. Like, a lot of the YouTubers I watch Think Before You Sleep, Moist Critical, even him, I don't know what I don't know why I said even him. He's a great guy. Oh my gosh, I look up to him. They all disclose, like, when they're criticizing someone, they disclose, don't go and bully this YouTuber. Don't go and bully this person. I don't condone any of that. But some of the people on the right, which we're supposed to be the good guys. We're supposed to be the good guys, right? We stand for God. We stand for people's freedom. We stand for freedom of speech. One should get fired for stating their opinion online, unless it's cult of violence. It's a different thing. Or praising violence. That's another thing. I guess that is close enough. It is close enough. I think if I was like, yay, dead Palestinians, kill them all, woo, obviously that's bad. Ain't nobody want nobody to die here. Death is unfortunate. Death is bad. Can we agree on that? I don't want to get sidetracked. And so the point is, there's like this radical right movement that is being brewed, and now they are the annoying lefties, but on the right, that are making these videos. There was a reaction content I watched on Instagram, and you guys all know that tranny. She goes to like, see, I am being respectful. It was a he, transitioned to a she, and honestly, my opinion, if you're an adult and you transition and you want to be called a female, I'll call you a female. I don't got a problem with that. I'm not going to do they, thems, because that's like grammatically incorrect, and I'll get confused with my very tiny brain. I won't let you in the female bathroom. I think that's a little too crazy. I won't touch you in the men's bathroom. Like, when I go to a bathroom, I go in there to get my business done ASAP, get out of there, because they're usually gross, public bathrooms, or I seek a restaurant with a gender fluid bathroom, because they're usually like one person at a time. And you lock yourself in there, and you can scroll on your phone for 30 minutes. People can get mad, but you can't do anything. Hey. The point is, she was in she goes to restaurants, and she got misgendered, and she asked for free food. And so she was in a restaurant, and someone called that restaurant because she was live streaming and warned them, if you misgender her, she's going to ask for free food, or she's going to destroy you online. She has a big phone. She's going to destroy you online. And so the waiter comes up to her and says that, and it's like, hey, just want to make sure you're going to pay your tab, because somebody called and said you're not going to pay your tab. She's like, I'm going to pay the tab. Okay. She's annoying. She is annoying. I'm not a fan of her. Him, her. Was him, her now. Not a big a fan of her. But I'm also not a big a fan of this gentleman here.
Do that. Oh, yeah, that's rock solid business advice. Just ignore the call.
They say working for they give you tell company for free food.
Oh, no, did somebody figure out your game? Oh, that's right. You're the guy that goes around, waits to be mispronounced right to the heart so you can get that free meal. Never say.
So far, that's sort of true, and he has been having that, like, he has that reputation now. So this a little bit of annoyance towards it, I completely understand. And you know what? I'd be frustrated too. I wouldn't show my frustration out like that in public unless it's necessary to create change, because I mean that's kind of a show of weakness. A good man keeps his composure and uses absolute monotone voice and passive aggressiveness if he wants to get his point across. Shout out to all you 80-year-olds. I know what you're doing with me when you see me old young pulling up in a truck and delivering the excavator. I know what you all are doing. You think I'm lesser than? Sometimes I am.
That there's any free food. Those are internet trolls.
Yeah.
But if you'd like, I'm happy to get the check now and leave.
Sweet buttermilk biscuits on a Friday night. Did you just offer to pick up a check? Oh my Lanta.
Is he changing outfits for every shot? Well, why?
I think this is a first.
Imagine sitting on the internet and calling up a family-owned restaurant and lying to them.
Imagine.
Okay, but to be honest, I understand. I'm getting to a point here. I understand this guy's frustration with this lady thing. Lady man. Lady boy. I completely understand it. Yeah. Moving on.
Sitting at a family-owned restaurant, live streaming on the internet, waiting for that mispronoun.
If y'all are able,
That was kind of funny though.
I would really love to leave this restaurant a significant tip. Our first $10 15 through. Oh gosh, y'all coming through. We are tipping $210. That's because of y'all.
Whatever happened to the lady boy's lip? I hope they okay.
You know, just when I was about to give you an ounce of credit for picking up the tab, you went to your followers and said, please, send me money. Send me lots of money. So not only can I pay for this meal, but I can go ahead and leave a tip. And brother, I've been meaning to ask you, what happened to Liv? Did a parent finally find you in the wrong restaurant? Could I do that?
You see, that last part is a valid statement. Like, I wouldn't want to catch a transgender man that transitioned to a woman inside of a female bathroom, because little girls do go there. And I'm not saying that person's going to be a pedophile for sure. But I'm also not saying that they should be in that lady bathroom. They shouldn't. They don't belong there. Okay, we're not separating people by color. Duh. That's racist. But by gender, we're different. You know, when I go to a bathroom, I gotta freaking, you know, I gotta take it out. I gotta take a few steps back. I gotta point it. And then I miss. And so I gotta clean that up. I don't want no lady watching that. I don't need no lady watching that. Plus, the female bathrooms don't have urinals. Wieners need that. Why would a man need to be in a female bathroom? That's stupid. And there's a lot of moral reasons we shouldn't be. Like, that's just, I mean, I'm not like this crazy debater. I'm not a professor of science either, or biology, but I can tell. So, let me get to my point really quick with this guy. It's that delivery of the message. It's that, like, passive aggressiveness with a mean tone. I don't condone that. I think that's bad, because that is just fueling fire. You can't fight fire with... Okay, that's a terrible analogy, because wildfires, they fight fire with fire. But you get the point. If you add fire to a fire, it's not going to put out the fire. And what we're trying to do here, what Charlie tried to do, and I am going to be trying my best to play my part in continuing his legacy, and this is partially why I'm speaking out on this, in bringing a bridge between two disagreeing sides so that we can find common ground and not build a wall and eventually have another civil war, because that means death and more people dying and more loss and a screwy economy, and it's just worse for everyone. And then imagine now I'm going online, I'm sharing sharing my opinion, and there's now 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, people mad at each other. He said something I don't like. I'm going to call his boss. I'm going to try to get him fired. I'm going to scare away his customers because I, not spreading hate, making a joke here or there, but I'm not as crazy of what they say on Kill Tony. Don't get me wrong. And what am I saying? And so there's going to be a bunch of sides trying to fight each other. And now no one wants to say anything. And now no one can say anything. And now everyone's afraid of everybody. Now you look at your neighbor kind of weird with the side eye. Now you always have your rifle on you. What if the guy that's selling you eggs is selling you rotten eggs? And what if the car that you bought is going to blow up on you? And everybody just trusts everyone now. We need to slow down. And we need to stop the hate. I'm calling out the right side. I'm calling out the right movement, like the righties, the conservatives. Bro, stop the hate. Honestly, there are proper ways to respond to things, and I don't think we're doing it correctly. We're like, oh, we got the high ground now. We got President Trump in office, therefore we can be hateful towards the people on the left. No, we should get rid of the pride flags in the government buildings. We should get rid of the gender neutral bathrooms. We should get rid of males and female sports. We should get rid of all the like the super libby leftist ideology poisoning our kids. I'm not going to get into like all of that because I'm not like well versed in the laws and all the screwy things that has happened, because honestly politics was super depressing and I was literally growing gray hairs with everything going around in my life and the political state of the economic world, so I couldn't handle it. But we cannot respond with more hate because that's what the left did towards the right. How are we any different if that's what we're doing? Anyways, I am done talking about this. I hope this reaches like 3 people and they talk about this a little bit more in their friend group, and then that reaches 3 more people and it kind of trickles down. Guys, let's be sensible. Let's use the thinkers we got given by God. Let's be a little bit more chill. Firm on our beliefs, less on the hate. Peace.